extra ladder line and bring this down and take a closer look at it. And while I've got it down, I've got this brand new wire to put back. But the conversation I was having about Dacron was that I've got 200-foot rolls of Dacron available to use to restring this thing. But I need another section of it for the center section of the antenna. So I'm kind of thinking about using paracord, but people told me that paracord stretches. You know, I was at the store today checking out that paracord, and I was tugging on it, and it didn't seem like it had very much stretch to it at all.
No, paracord don't have much stretch at all. I use it all the time. But I will say, ladder line is easily affected by moisture. Even if you have it hanging in the air and it rains, it can shift your SWR. And ask Pete about that. the crappy brown stuff, as he calls it, is very much that way. The wider apart the two conductors are, the better in that respect. But ladder line likes to be routed in a way that it's not near anything. It likes to hang in free space, preferably, because anytime there's no shielding on it. So anytime it gets near something metallic, especially, or something like ground, it can affect it.
Yeah, there's got to be a better part of 50 feet of it sitting on the ground, and then it runs up by the tree that the antenna is hung up in, but it goes right by a carport, metal carport. So it's got all sorts of obstacles in the way.
Yeah, see, in situations like that, you're better off running coax to a balun or to a matching network or whatever, and then running a relatively short run of ladder line that can hang freely without being near anything metallic or anything that's going to cause it to detune.
Yeah, well, I've been lucky for a while. I mean, when I first put that thing up in the air, up until I'd say maybe a month or so, I've had great SWRs from 6 meters all the way down to 80 meters, 75 and 80 meters. I struggled a little bit on 80, but as far as getting on with the rooster net on that 3.990, I mean, I had great SWRs. I could even run the tuner, run the amp without even worrying about the high SWRs. And all of a sudden it just started taking a spike on 80, and I had to, on 3990, and I had to get off the air. I wasn't about to turn the amp on. And so now the closest I can get down to 40. So looking at the configuration of the antenna, I'm thinking that one of the wires might have been disconnected, because it's a 14-3 wire configuration on each side of that antenna. It's 14 gauge, and the 3 wires are bonded together like the old style antenna rotor wire that you see all back in the 70s. So this new spool of 12-4 flat wire, I tell you, I can't wait to get that in the air. I'd love to be able to tune in on 160 with you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. No problem at all.
Yeah, when a cousin of mine in Connecticut put together his wire loop, I told him to go big with the wire, so he went from a 14 gauge to a 12 gauge wire, and he has a 520 foot loop in his backyard.
It's nice to have real estate.
And the thing about it is, one of his boys works for a utility company, So the day they put it up, they used an 80-foot bucket truck and hung that wire like, I think the wire is like 60 or 75 feet up in the air.
Yeah, well, you want to get it up there for best results. Now, of course, obviously, the lower the frequency, the higher up it's got to be to get optimal results. But obviously, people can't always put it where it should be, so they have to put it where they can.
Oh yeah. No, he's been very happy with the performance of that. He talks all over the world.
Yeah, well, you can't knock that.
Well, I'm kind of jealous because for the longest time he's always been envious of me because I, been playing radio for a long time, and I finally convinced him to, start studying for his license. He sent me a message one day with a call sign, and I hooked up with him on Echolink, and I tied into a repeater in Meriden, Connecticut, and he was able to talk to me over his radio, but he said that wasn't good enough. He goes, he wanted to talk to me direct, not through a repeater. So then he upgraded to general, and we started talking back and forth, and he accidentally talked to a guy in Canada one day, and the guy in Canada was complimenting him on his radio station and his signal, but he had to explain to my cousin, he goes, you're not allowed to talk on extra class bands with a general license. So he went back to work again, and it probably wasn't a few months later, I got another text message from him, so now my cousin Alan is now KC1 TBS. He's an amateur extra up there in Connecticut.
And now he doesn't have to worry about talking out of band.
Well, I had to talk to him about getting too close to the edges too.
Yeah, I would think that's something that every ham should be aware of, is where the band limits start and where they end, so you don't accidentally fall out of your allocated spots there. Because there are people out there, I mean, especially now, it's easy as heck to look up somebody's call, and then they go, oh, you're only a blank, and you can't be here.
Yeah, well then my cousin turned around, he bought this thing called a Hermes. It's a tiny little digital box, I guess, with a couple of knobs on it. And it came to him as a kit, okay? And this kid knows nothing about electronics, but ended up building this little Hermes box. And it takes this little Hermes thing I guess your signal goes into a computer, and the Hermes, dissects the signal, and it gives you nothing but audio. There's no more static on his HF bands.
Oh, it's a big noise filter.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I went into his radio room and looked. He's got computers, computer monitors hooked up, and all sorts of different scopes and everything, and all this other crap going on. And this little Hermes box sits beside his radio, and it eliminates all the static in the conversation. It's like, so the only thing you hear is the person you're talking to.
Well, I've got digital signal processing in my ICOM, and it'll do sort of that too. You can completely remove the noise, but the problem is it also distorts the audio and makes it sound a little metallic sounding.
No, the guys, I sat there and watched him do his thing, and the guys he was talking to, man, I tell you, their audio was amazing. So, but yeah, it's a little Hermes project box. I'm not sure what it does, but it does magic.
I'll just interrupt us here.
So is Pete working late tonight again?
How to come up from the low bands. Oh, that's right. He's got to put another log on the fire, go see a man about a horse, and pour himself another adult beverage.
I must have doubled with you. I didn't hear the beginning of it.
I just commenting that Pete's a little late, but he has to go through a ritual of things between 160 meters and here.
1040. I'm looking at my scanner right now. There's a QSO going on the 220 machine in the Potsdam repeater.
Oh, how about that? Somebody's actually using 220. Amazing.
Yeah, it was like 224, 020 or something like that. Yeah, 220. It's back on again. 224, 020. I've got a radio and an antenna on my van that's dedicated to that frequency, but I don't have anything here in the house that'll get there.
Oh yeah, I had so much fun there. I hear people on 220.
Probably John.
I don't know who it is.
Like, Gumby.
Oh, he's got 220 now. I didn't know he had a 220 radio.
I don't know. He might. I bought that 220 rig. I don't think I paid $100 for it. And the only thing I had programmed in it, the only thing I had programmed on that radio was that one frequency.
Yeah, 1.35 centimeters.
There he is. Finally crawled his way up from the bowels of the low bands.
That's a long way. I had to crawl up about 25 some megahertz.
Hello, Pete.
Hello, Badger. Oh, we just got talked about on 220.
Who got talked about?
We did. Channel 1311 meter net.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're popular. So, what's going on Classic Radio Roundup? It did take time to dial up here, so here I am, though.
Well, I guess we could start by, what are you running tonight?
Shakespeare 740.
With the D104 that works okay on the relay radios.
That is correct.
You could probably turn it down a tad, but, other than that, it's working well.
Oh, man. All right, I turned it down. Is that enough?
Yeah, I can hear your hot water heater exchanger thingy down running.
Yeah, my water heater is running. The station management's in the shower, so one thing triggers the other.
Yeah, and women like to take 40-gallon showers.
And you certainly don't want to flush the toilet while she's in the shower, right? Channel 13, Red Baron. We're waving hands for Classic Radio Roundup. I have a train station nearby, and my noise level's through the roof. Probably won't hear many replies, and we're just waving a hand.
Well, I hear you, Red Baron. Don't know if you'll hear me, but I hear you checking into Classic Radio Roundup with your high noise level. And, the water heater will probably be running for the next hour. It's efficient, but it takes a while to heat the water back up. And I can flush a toilet in this house without affecting the showers for whatever reason. But if you put the washer on with washing clothes and then try to take a shower, It will change temperature on you.
Yeah, because the washer takes hot water. The toilet does not.
And nothing's on. The water pump's not on. There's nothing on. We have the R5. They used to call it a train. And when the trains are active in this area, it's only about 4 miles away. It really disturbs certain frequencies, like from channel 10 to channel 16. I have a heck of a nasty hum, but you're getting over it. You're getting over it for the most part. So I don't know what's going on. I just wanted to check in, gentlemen. Your friend Red Baron. Have a pleasant evening, gentlemen. I'll be listening in until it takes over my tinnitus.
Oh no, tinnitus.
Yeah, how you doing there, Red Baron Kilowatt? Hey, Kilowatt. Yeah, you broke it. You broke the gate open there. You're getting over it. It's a nightmare over here on 13. It really is. And like Cricket and a lot of the guys that live in this area, there's stuff going on with Amtrak and stuff that. Yeah, Roger on that. I usually get it up here except in Norristown. Come on.
Yeah, well, you got last nightis, tinnitus, and tomorrow-nitis.
I'm just happy you hear it and not just me, because sometimes I think it's my tinnitus that went on a field trip.
Oh, that tinnitus is a long-term problem here on Channel 13, but it serves a purpose. It keeps a lot of riffraff off the channel. But yeah, it's a known problem with speed controlling for commuter rail.
Yeah, Roger on that. This is Kilowatt. He's checking in on tonight on Classic Radio Roundup. Come on.
Good evening, Kilowatt. Spitfire on this Antique Flea Market Radio.
Roger on that, Spitfire. How you been?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah, Roger. Still getting up in the morning.
Yep, I'll get up tinnitus and I'll get up tomorrow-is.
That's a whole bunch of BS.
So I did hear some talk about crappy brown stuff. Who's got a crappy brown stuff antenna?
Doug does.
Is it tuned on 160?
No.
Oh, he doesn't have the right tuner then.
Tune is down to 80, 82.6. It's just not, I guess it's not long enough. But he had crappy brown stuff and he had it buried in the snow, and I said, yeah, that'll mess your SWR up. You don't want to get it wet.
Oh yeah, it'll change it, but you should be able to tune it again. But once it gets out of the snow, then you got to tune it again, because it affects the dielectric with the plastic in there and all. Open wire feeders are less immune, but you still can't bury it in the snow.
I'm listening. Yeah, Pete, I've got a spool of wire here. And if I take the old one down and put this wire up in the air, I should be able to hit 160 with no problem.
Well, if you're going to go through all that trouble, you should come over here and check out my open wire fed antenna. You might want to go that route, because it's way better.
What's the length of your open wire antenna?
Well, it's the same length as my crappy brown stuff fed antenna, 280 feet. But it's less immune to weather effects.
Yeah, well, I don't have 280 feet of space to play with. The antenna that's in the air right now is 73 feet wide, and it's within about 10 feet of its tie-off points. So that's about as wide as I can go. So that wire is three wires that are bonded together vertically, and it's a 14 gauge 3-wire. And it's 33 feet on each side, and so it gives me about 198 feet of wire in the air, and I've never had any problem, from 6 to 75 meters, and about a month or so ago it started acting up. So I'm going to be pulling it down and putting this new 12-4 up, this 12-4 flat wire up, and that'll put 280 feet of wire in the air.
Well, if you got 280 feet of wire in the air, you can get on 160 meters, and actually you only need half that length if you used a balanced line tuner. And you can get on 160 with an 80 meter antenna. So, I mean, it's possible, and it sounds like you're going to get there anyway. But, if you don't want to be bothered having to retune all the time for weather changes, it's not that hard to build balanced line feeders. I mean, I did it, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I like mine a lot better. It doesn't really change SWR. Once it's set, it's pretty much there.
I'm happy with the way things are going. It's just going to take me a while. I'm going to let the weather warm up a little bit before I get out there.
Yeah, well, antennas work inversely proportional to the weather conditions. In other words, the better the weather conditions, usually the crappier they work. The more adverse weather conditions when putting up an antenna, the better they usually work.
I guess if I was a 20-year-old kid, I'd probably do it, but this 64-year-old Fran ain't going out there for that.
No, me either. That's why I did all my antenna work in the fall. I'm done. Now it's there. I don't need to do anything else.
As long as it stays there.
Well, if it comes down, then I just have to shoot up another line and another rope, and I'll do that in any conditions because, it's not like I'm starting from scratch. I just have to reattach it or something. That's easy. The hard part's already done.
Yeah. So how's everything on 160? Everybody 507 showed up already?
I haven't heard from 507 in like 3 weeks. But I do have some information because my wife has been in contact with his wife, and he's just been busy. So that was what I was told. So okay, but yeah, there's still people on 160. I was talking with Mike up there in Sunbury, and we were chatting on there tonight.
That's good. Now I wonder what 507's got cooking in the mad scientist lab there. Yeah.
Well, you can bet it's something. I'll get the lowdown Monday night. I got a dinner date with them. Me and my station management, and him and his station management got a dinner date Monday night. So I'll find out.
Okay. Well, hopefully, he's retired now, isn't he? So this is I guess, his own thing he's doing?
Yeah, he's retired, but I don't know. From what I gather, he got overwhelmed with snow, and who knows? Maybe his antenna fell down, or I don't know. I don't know. I can only speculate. All I can tell you is the message I was given is he's been busy, because my wife says to his wife, "Pete's missing his Dave. Where is he?" So that's what came back. He's been busy. So I don't know.
Just make it sound like a bromance or something. Good grief.
You know how women are.
Yeah, no, I know it.
Everything's a tragedy.
Until it's not.
It's a comedy or a tragedy or comedic tragedy. Tragic comedy? I don't know.
Yeah, well. Yeah, they get what they want.
Speaking of missing my Daves, where have you been?
I'm right here.
Yeah, you weren't on Sunday night and you weren't all week.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. between physical therapy, which I get done a couple of times a week, but the big thing was the oil furnace at the lake house stopped working, and I had to run up there on Sunday to service it. And the nozzle was all gunked up and everything, so I replaced the nozzle and cleaned up everything and stuck it back together and fired it up, and it ran real nice. And I said, "Oh, this is great, it's working." I went home, and come Monday, I'm watching the temperature, and it's slowly dripping down and dropping down, and I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch." So yesterday I had to run up there again, and I stayed overnight and made sure everything was running, and I came home today, and I'll find out if it ran all right last night, and no problem, and we'll see if it should be just at the temperature now where it'll kick in again, and I'm watching it with bated breath. And of course, to add insult to injury, Friday I have a colonoscopy, which means tomorrow is prep day. You know what that's like.
Yeah, oh yeah, that ain't no fun at all. I don't wish that on my enemies.
Yeah, and then next Friday I have a stress test. Oh, fun.
Well, since we're doing the old GERD net here, I had to take the station management down to the city to consult with a doctor. So you know how much I love the city. I had to go down to, was it University of Penn or Penn University Hospital, whatever it is down there, by CHOP. So I had to drive down there Monday morning and do that. So March 4th, she's getting her gallbladder pulled out.
Oh, that's right. I think he told me about that. It was acting up.
Yep, and they don't fix themselves. And he's basically said it's an organ you don't need. You really don't need it. It might take a couple of days for your body to readjust, but we just yank it out. You don't need it.
Well, I mean, it's like a gatekeeper. It regulates bile or whatever I think it is. And when you take it out, it basically just runs uninhibited. Which, after a period of adjustment, and I think you might have to take some sort of medication to keep things in line. But it's not a serious thing.
Well, the way the surgeon explained it, with pictures and diagrams with circles and arrows and full descriptions on the back of each photograph, that you're not entirely correct. It doesn't regulate at all. It's a bladder. It's a reservoir for extra bile. The liver makes bile, and when you eat, it triggers whatever instructions in your body to start pumping bile, and the gallbladder kind of stores excess bile for that extra shot of bile if you need it for digesting fatty foods. So that's all it is. It's just an extra shot if you need it. But the liver and the bile duct actually regulate the flow of bile. That's just an extra reservoir off to the side of the duct should you need an extra shot of bile.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Doug.
A portion of that transmission sounded like the lyrics from Alice's Restaurant.
That was completely intentional.
Well, there you go. Well, that's sort of what I meant, It does have the job of releasing more stuff when you need it. But if you don't need it, then it holds it. But if it's gone, it trickles out anyway.
Right. So I wouldn't call it so much a regulator as an extra surge source if needed. But you don't really need it. I mean, he went in all kinds of detail about it. And, the pictures with the circles and arrows and full descriptions on the back of each photograph. He went through it in pretty much detail. And you can see how you don't need it.
Yeah, it's not that important, but it's not like an appendix. You know, the appendix is something you completely don't need.
Yeah, well, once your gallbladder starts acting up and it's got stones in it, it will not fix itself. It will only create problems, because if them stones get pumped out into the bile duct, now you got real problems. And if that stone gets further down the bile duct and blocks the pancreas, now you got real problems. So the solution is get rid of it before any of that happens, because it's not going to get better, but it could certainly possibly get worse.
So what's the primary symptom of gallstones? Is it just abdominal pain?
Not abdominal, it's more up in your chest area. It's kind of like tucked in with your liver.
Yeah. But is it like a stabbing pain, or is it more of a burning sensation?
Stabbing pain. She's got, like, nauseating, stabbing upper chest pain when it's acting up. Yeah, I heard you out there, panty snatcher. Good evening, right back. So anyway, that's what I got to look forward to. Another trip to the city. Ugh. At least my trip to the city won't be as bad as her trip to the city. She's got to get cut open. Well, it's all orthoscopic, so little cuts.
You're making it to me, anyway. Hello?
Who else is out there?
Green Dog's out there.
Right there, right back whistling, no doubt.
Why is Green Dog grassing it?
He's not grassing it to me. Although maybe he's not as strong as he could be if he really wanted to be, but I hear him just fine.
I'm out here listening too.
Hiya, Wayne. I was getting to you.
Hello, Wayne. Hi, Doug. Hi, Pete. Hi, Dave. Hi, Green Dog, if you can hear me.
Hello, Wayne.
I hear you, Wayne. Why can't Pete hear me?
Oh, I hear you now, but you're grassing it.
No, I'm classicing it.
Well, your classicing it is barely enough watts to get to my antennae, but I do hear you.
All right, here we go. I'm as classic up as I can be with this radio.
Well, that's certainly easier. It's better. I did hear you. It was just right above the fringe there.
The gate won't lie.
The gate won't lie. I had to hit the preamp to pull you out.
Extra gas to step on it, even with a classic radio.
Yeah, I had to hit the preamp to pull you out.
Oh, no.
This radio typically don't need the preamp.
Thanks, Pete.
Well, it's on the gate, so you can check it out yourself. At 33 minutes and 10 seconds in.
Sounds like your heat exchanger is getting louder.
It does change its pitch. And sometimes it gets louder and sometimes it's softer. And the wife's like, why does it get so loud? And this is like, I don't know. It's doing what it does. I don't know. It does change its loudness and pitch and all.
I hear now proclaim Wednesdays to be no shower Wednesdays.
Yeah, I can imagine the pitch of that right now is probably driving Doug crazy.
Well, there's really nothing I can do about it.
Just turn the mic down a little more, I guess.
Oh, man. I don't want to turn my mic down more. Jeez. Not on this radio. How's that? Is that all right?
That's better.
This mic still picks up plenty. Why did that? Ah, yeah, that's what it was. I turned down the mic gain so my carrier dropped because I wasn't picking up as much noise.
Somebody's keying up in there with no audio. I don't know who that is, but something ain't working.
I did see a couple quick key ups. I didn't pay it no mind initially. Yeah, classic radio roundup 27115.
On your AM dial. .115 on your AM dial. And this portion of Classic Radio Roundup is brought to you by the number 3 and the letter B.
Where specifications are subject to change, terms and conditions apply.
Yes, they do. And it can be nasty, too. Yes. Well, Trey will show up tonight. He's been conspicuously absent the last couple of roundups. But he said he was busy. He's another one who's busy. Maybe him and 507 are collaborating somewhere and are building some mega monster, 10 kilowatt transmitter that he's going to fire up at 160.
Yeah, that's a little too coincidental to be a coincidence.
The winky dink, man.
Tree told me he's been working down the city a lot.
Oh, I feel sorry for him.
And it's not his usual locations, it's like some odd location.
Well, I'm just sitting here sandbagging on my second McDouble.
Oh, man. Gorging out, are we?
Yeah. I mean, it's the clock right now is 20 and 9. I figure by the time I finish my rock rocks glass of Jägermeister on the rocks and my Yingling Lager, I'll be ready for a good night's sleep.
I hear you.
It's like NyQuil, only better.
As long as it gives you the right results, that's all that matters. Oh no. Excuse me. There it is. Okay, so it's still got that same problem. No biggie. I got that same stinking noise level in here that I had last week. I don't hear it in the daytime, only at night. Well, it's only Wednesday nights, the only nights I'm really ever on.
Probably somebody's solar setup.
Yeah, that's a very, very good suspect there. But, yeah, I don't know. It's not during the day, only at night.
GR.
The only noise I have is generated by my water heater, and it's acoustic.
Yeah, you can kind of deal with that. Throw on a set of headphones and you won't hear it.
No headphone jack on the Shakespeare.
There isn't? I thought there was a phone jack on the front panel.
Nope, no phone jack.
Oh. They robbed that one. Most Panasonic chassis radios have one. Oh well.
Well, they left that out on this one.
Bastards. Okay.
I don't even know if there's an external speaker jack on the back. I never even bothered to look.
Yeah, it seems odd that they wouldn't. You know, most radios have an external speaker jack or a headphone jack. And of course, you know, the really cool ones have a PA jack too. Ooh.
There is an external speaker jack, so I guess you could use that for a headphone jack if you really wanted to.
Yes, you could.
The internal speaker sounds better than my Radio Shack Communications external speaker does.
Oh yeah? Internal speaker sounds better?
It's got more bass, yeah.
Wow. That's unusual. Usually external speakers are better than internal ones.
I found that to be true for mobiles, not necessarily for basses.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, because bass radios usually have a bigger speaker, and with the acoustics of the cabinet and everything, it kind of, like the SBE Trinidad, for example, has got a really good sounding internal speaker.
Yes, it does. But yeah, I find that holds pretty true for most bass radios. Not all, but most.
Yeah, as long as the speaker's good, yeah. Yeah, but mobile radios, yeah. That speaker with a little metal box just kind of doesn't sound right.
No, they're too small. As a rule, mobile radios I plug in an external speaker. My bass radios, not so much.
I missed what you said, Pete. Somebody keyed with you.
Oh no, I got to step on the gas?
Well, I don't know. You might not have enough gas to step.
Well, I was just elaborating on the whole speaker thing.
Yeah.
As a rule, the mobiles get the external. As a rule, my bases do not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, whatever works, man.
Shakespeare 740's got good audio coming out of the internal speaker.
Yeah, this radio has a pretty good sounding internal speaker, except the one thing I don't like about it is it's mounted on the bottom of the chassis and it faces down. So you gotta make sure you don't have anything obstructing it underneath, or it'll block some of the sound. It's not forward facing or even side facing. It fires from the bottom.
That silly ass Swan 260 that I have has the internal speaker on the right hand side, blowing out that way. I'm like, well, that's kind of messed up.
My Simba is like that. The speaker's on the right side. I find that to be annoying as hell, because the volume ends up being higher than it needs to be. I go around the other side of the radio and it's like, oh my god, it's loud. But I'm sitting in front of it and it doesn't sound that way.
Yep, same kind of situation. And you got to make sure that side of it is clear.
Yeah, I usually put like a piece of cardboard or something to kind of steer the audio the other way. Steer it towards the front.
It's funny you say that, because I do the same thing with that radio.
Or I could just use an external speaker. But I need an adapter granter for it, because the speaker, I believe the external speakers on that are 1/4 inch. Most of the other radios are 1/8 inch. Where's Joker tonight? And Rooster.
And JR.
Yeah, where's JR?
JR has been getting into the roundup later, but he still makes an appearance. So it's officially later.
Well, it's not 10 o'clock yet. He don't normally come in till later.
Sometimes he's in earlier. Train's the one who usually comes in like after 9 o'clock.
That's been my observation as well. So where's Green Dog with this classic? What's the classic you're running? Oh, man.
Where'd you go, Greenie? Where's Bite Buster?
Yeah, that's another missing character. Where's the Bite Buster at?
I've even got the beam a little bit his way so I can hear him better.
Were you copying the mail on 160 tonight?
I tuned it on just in time to hear you signing off.
Oh, so you were able to hear me all right.
Oh yeah, you're 10 over, 10 to 15 over. Noise level's at S9 though, but you know.
I'll take 10 to 15 over off the antenna I know you're using.
Yeah, it's got a snow ground plane. Although most of the snow is finally melted off my roof, so that'll be good.
Yeah, I still got a couple inches of snow on my roof.
Yeah, I got a couple inches here and there, but I had, like, 3 or 4 days ago, there was probably 6 or 8 inches of snow on there.
Yeah, that's right. I can actually see rocks in the backyard again.
Of course, now they're talking about a potential for another snowfall Sunday, Monday-ish. Of course, some weather people like to hype it up, and the guys I usually look at are going like, well, yeah, maybe, but certain things have to happen for it to do that, and we don't seem to have high confidence that it's going to do that, so we might only get brushed with some, snow showers, and it won't be, it'll be like the 1 to 2 inch kind of thing instead of like something major.
Yeah, like I've been seeing it, and every day that I've been seeing it, it's like one day it's snow, the next day it's rain, the next day it's wintry mix. It keeps changing back and forth. I'm like, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know. That Monday snow, got up Monday morning, got to run to the city, take the wife down, and there's like a little over an inch outside. I'm like, man, like I don't feel like clearing this away. I'm not gonna. It's supposed to warm up today, and maybe it'll be less for me to do when I get back. It's not gonna stop me from getting out of the driveway. I'm not dealing with it. I just shoveled off the walk in front of the house so she could get out to the car, And I, we went down there, came back. We stopped and had lunch on the way back. By the time I got home, all the snow was gone off the driveway. I'm like, yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, once the sun started to come out a little bit, and it was also, in the upper 30s or whatever, it melted right off my driveway and off the sidewalks and stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't need to deal with this. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bother dealing with it. I just drove over it and left, and got lucky, came back, and it was all gone.
Yeah, I think it should snow once a year, Christmas Eve, that's it.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Yep, it could be cold and snowy for like 2 weeks, around Christmas, New Year's, and then I want spring again.
Yeah, and make sure that shit that comes down at night melts the next morning.
Yep.
If winter lasted 2 weeks, I'd be all for it, but it lasts too damn long.
Yeah, we got the 3 months of suck.
Yeah, and we've had one hard month of the deep freeze, which we don't normally get, and I was no fan of that at all.
Nah, I'm using a lot more oil up at the mountains than I usually do. I usually can go through the whole entire winter on one tank. This time I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
Well, I knew I didn't have really enough firewood to get through the winter to start with. I only had like 4 to 5 cords. Well, I saw the writing on the wall with the deep freeze, and I'm like, I'm running out of wood. So we scrambled around and called a bunch of different places. We found a place that would bring us a cord for basically almost double the freaking normal price. I'm like, oh my God. All right, well, I need it. If we lose power or something, I need it. I burnt all that in the 3 weeks. I went through a cord of wood.
That's wild, because I got 2 years ago, I ordered a cord of wood up to the mountains, and I'm still maybe, I might be a third of the way through it. But I'm not burning it anywhere near as often as you are, obviously.
I went through 5 cords of wood since November.
Yeah, I've gone through a third of a cord in 2 years. That's my fireplace and the fire pit in the summertime.
Yeah, well, I try to use it as my main source of heat because I don't want to refill my propane tanks.
Well, considering what you paid for that cord of wood, you probably could put some propane in there.
Well, we're burning propane now because what little bit of wood I have left, I'm just going to sit on it in case we lose power.
Yeah, right. I guess you can't even. I guess your propane needs electric to run the furnace.
Yeah. It won't ignite. It won't. It's a forced hot air.
You need to get yourself a generator. That is the best peace of mind you can have.
Well, been down that road. Tried to sell it to her, even a portable, and like, nope, she's not having it. And then she starts talking about a whole home generator. I'm like, okay, so you want to drop some coin, do you? Because what you're talking about is like $10,000.
Yeah, good old home automatic switchover one. Yeah, you're looking at 10 grand or more.
That's what I told her.
So what's her problem with, a temporary portable one? Is she afraid it's going to blow up or something?
Don't want extension cords coming through windows or doors.
So what you do is you wire in an outlet that you can backfeed. And then you don't have to put extension cords through doors.
I know that. I told her that. She says, nope. I'm like, okie dokie then. I don't want to hear any crying when the power goes out. She doesn't.
What about, how you guys can take SO239s that are like a double SO239 and put coax through? Can you do the same thing with electricity?
Sure, you could.
I wouldn't run electricity through coax, no.
No, what he's saying is like a wall socket, female wall socket on one side, female wall socket on the other side, and plug your extension cord in, outside and one inside kind of thing is what I'm gathering he's saying.
That's sort of what I do now. I have a 220 outlet in my garage for my air compressor. And I made this patch cord that goes from my generator to another male plug on the other end. And I plug it into the generator and I plug it into the outlet for the air compressor. And I backfeed 220 volts right into that circuit. You got to pull your main breakers offline first, of course. But it powers my whole entire house. They won't do heavy duty stuff, but I can be up here talking on the radio and it runs the refrigerators and stuff.
Yeah, I could probably do something along those lines, but she don't want it. She don't want to. Nope. It's either a whole home generator or nothing, apparently, because I was all ready to go buy a generator and hook it all up and everything. She keeps crying about losing food, the power goes out, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, let's go buy a generator. I don't want extension cords. I don't want patch cords. I don't want back feeding, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, well, now you're talking an $8,000 to $10,000 whole home unit, and that's your only other option. And that's not counting installation.
Well, I think you can get it in there for 10 grand installed. I've seen those prices. It all depends on the wattage of the generator. How big do you want to make it, and what kind of fuel you want to use it on? It's great for places that have natural gas. You can get one and plumb it into your natural gas, and you basically have an unlimited fuel source. For you, you can plumb it into the propane, but then that's finite. So it's another thing to use propane. Or you're stuck with gasoline or diesel, depending on what you get.
Well, if I were to do it, I would do the propane. Just plumb it into my propane, because there are always, plenty of propane. I got, I don't know, probably, 300 gallons or something like that on hand when they're full.
Yeah, I would imagine a generator would probably use less propane than your furnace would, but might be somewhere close.
Well, anyway, so, haven't convinced her of it, so I guess it's not going to happen.
Well, sometimes people have weird phobias. I don't know.
Hey, she's like, as long as we got wood for the wood stove, I can cook. She says it's fine. I'm like, okie dokie, if you're fine, I can run wire out to the garage and plug into my car battery and run my radio. I'm good.
Yeah, but wood isn't going to keep the food in the freezer from spoiling. That's one of her main complaints.
If you want to have the discussion with her, be my guest.
I would love to have the discussion with her, but it would need to be in a nice surrounding with alcoholic beverages and I don't know, good mood music maybe.
Maybe you should join us for set up a dinner date. You know, your station management, get a hold of my station management. We'll do a dinner date. I can have all the Daves in one sitting.
Oh no, Dave squared. That's more than you can handle.
See, both the Dave squared can educate the wife on all the virtues of a whole house home generator, and all I could just sit there and nod my head. Yep, that's what I said.
Yeah, I've always, even when I was at the old house, I had a 220-volt outlet wired up for the air compressor, and I used to backfeed that house, and I would run the furnace and everything, and that was an oil burner. This one I have now is gas, and those little motors that blow that thing out, they don't draw much current at all.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
You having a conversation with his station manager, okay? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, you got to remember who Pete is to begin with, and for somebody that can control somebody like Pete, okay, you were talking about like stepping into a cage with a couple of wild man-eating animals like lions and tigers and bears with pork chops strapped to your ass.
Nah. See, well, the idea is that I can explain it in a way that she would probably be able to accept.
Well, she knows what I do for a living, and it's essentially that on a larger scale. So I don't know what I would be explaining wrong in that whole scenario.
Women, you can figure them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. My wife doesn't, she gives me the funny look, when I try to explain something, but if somebody else tells her the same thing, she'll listen. It has to do with the marital connection there. They tend to think, oh, you're blowing smoke up my ass, but if somebody else says it, oh, okay, I'll believe it.
Well, that's why the Dave squared at dinner might work in my favor then. Bring up home generators, and then the next thing you know, I'll have one.
Well, the whole home generator, she's okay with that, except for the fact that it costs a lot of money.
And that's where the brakes come on. And it's not like we don't have the money. I mean, we kind of do have it, I mean, wouldn't be a hardship. I mean, would I rather spend it on other things? Sure, but I'll spend it on that because, if we're going to stay here in this house, if this is going to be where we're going to retire out at, it'd be kind of nice to not have to deal with power outages.
Yeah, and you do seem to have your share of them with all those ticking time bomb ash trees and all in the yard, just waiting to fall over.
Well, it's only since the ash trees died. Maybe that'll only go on for another year or two, and once they're all fallen over, maybe things will go back to normal. And I think I heard old JR, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you did. My thought is on that. You just go do what you need to do and deal with it after. But before you do that for that mess, I would just go get an amplifier and throw that on the lawn first.
Yeah.
Well, now that my DIY has been bonko, what's the word I'm looking for? Tamed, broken, not broken. I don't want to use the word broken. It's been tamed and put under control. The issue is not near as pressing.
You better knock on some wood.
Yeah, he blew it now. You jinxed it. You're done.
I made it Monday night for like 2 hours without a trip. I made it tonight. for a little over an hour, no trips.
You're jinxing yourself.
I'm telling you, that hard limiter, man, that was the ticket.
I'm glad it's working for you. Yeah. What would Dave say? Knock on wood?
Yeah, knock on simulated wood grain vinyl. And I keep my eye real close on my O-scope. And as long as I don't get too close on a microphone or I keep the mic gain down and don't hit negative peak modulation, I don't trip. And I definitely see over 100% positive peak modulation. I absolutely see it. Sometimes I think I see 150% or more peak positive, but it doesn't hit negative. And as long as I don't get too close to the mic or have the mic gain too hot, that's what I'm doing. Not hitting 100% negative, and I'm going over 100% positive. I know it's the audio I want going out, and it works.
Yeah, sounds like a winner.
Yeah, keep on keeping on with it. Don't change a thing.
No. Well, now I know where my settings need to be, and getting more and more familiar with watching the O-scope while I'm, bumping my gums.
Yeah, it sounds decent too. So yeah, good deal. I'm glad. I'm going to keep on rooting for you there.
Yay! I need some cheerleaders, but it seems to be working. I mean, I'm not getting pretty good success out of it.
Who was all in down there? I missed the boat on it. Was anybody that we knew?
SLK Mike.
Oh, okay. Danville. I got you. Yeah. He's a regular in there.
Yeah, he's pretty regular. Yep. He's a fun guy to talk to.
I heard you guys the other night talking about boilers.
Oh, we talk about all kinds of stuff. What, you were copying the mail on 160?
Oh, yeah. I could hear him fine, and you were like 20 over.
But you can't load that antenna up, huh?
Nope, not yet. So, I'm not worried about it. You know what? Give me time. I'll put it together. I've got a deck on the back of my house. Originally, it was 8 feet deep and 20 feet wide. And I ended up having, a couple months ago, I had a sewer problem here at the house, and an excavator had to come in and dig up the ground underneath a third of the deck. So my landlord took a skill saw and cut 1/3 of my deck off. And we picked it up and put it on top of the other deck. So I've got to put all that back together. I've got a couple of the antennas that are acting up. And you know what? I don't care. All the bills are paid and life is good. So bring on the warm weather and I'll get everything else straightened out.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. I'm not, no rush. But I'm here for technical or moral support if you need it. And whatever else if I can. But cool. I didn't know you were popping down there and copying the mail. So that's cool.
Well, next time I'm down there copying the mail, I'll shoot you a text message.
Well, that'll make me all self-conscious then.
I just like to let people know that I'm listening in on them.
No, that's cool. Yeah, they heard me good, and they heard Mike good. So, Mike's all the way up there in Sudbury.
Yeah, I was talking to Dave about that, and I mentioned that I was listening to the guy, but I had his call sign wrong, and so Dave was nice enough to correct me on the call sign. I never ran the number, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, you guys are both coming in good.
Yeah, that band is nice, because if you give out any kind of signal, it's usually a pretty big signal. I mean, people out 300 miles, a low signal is 10 over 9.
Roger that. All right, well, I'm back sandbagging again.
Unless you're sandbagger with a mobile whip, then he only gives me an S9.
There you go.
Yeah, but you're also running 25 watts. If you could get up to 100 watts, well, then you'd be 10 over 9.
Ooh.
I think 100 watts, if you could get 100 watts on AM, you'd be right in there with the rest of us.
Well, tune 160, and I know I can put at least 400 to 500 watts out of that.
Well, AM, you got to put 1 quarter of that is carrier.
That's fine.
I think I'm going to go in a different direction. It's not going to be about power. I'm going to see what I can do to improve the antenna. We'll see what I can do. I have a couple of things I want to try.
Well, I guess gain is gain and or efficiency. So anything you can do to increase your efficiency is going to help.
Yeah, well, I also want to see if I can orient it and do something to get the noise level down. Because that's the big problem. I mean, what good is it going to do me if people can hear me and I can't hear them?
Well, yeah, it is a two-sided coin.
That's my problem too. I can hear people, they can't hear me, or the opposite.
Yeah, on 80 meters, I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
Exactly. Oh, hey, did you took that 4-to-1 balance, huh?
No, I didn't take it. It's floating around there somewhere.
I was looking around for it. I can't find it. I'll look again tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't take it. I don't need it. No, it's there.
Hey, okay, cool. I'll look around. I'll find it.
I think that internal one on that Dentron is probably better.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But it'd be nice to have for 10 through 40 meters.
Just use the one in the tuner and use the tuner. You're using a tuner anyway with the external balance, so you might as well use a tuner with the internal balance and less fuss and muss.
I'll look around for it tomorrow. I figured you put it in your pocket or something. Okay, cool.
No, it's there.
Okay, I'll look around for it. Like I said, I looked today, but I'll look again tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought I just threw it on the counter behind your radio, but I'm not certain about that. But that's what I thought I did with it.
I'll check it out, like I said, tomorrow. See what I can find.
Or maybe I'll come over and help you look for it.
You probably come over and it'll be right where you left it.
It's the last place I put it.
I gotta clean off my counter anyway, so maybe I'll find it tomorrow.
Yeah, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd come over and help you find it. Even if you find it tonight, I'd still help you look for it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not looking tonight. I just had several adult beverages. But yeah, I have the balance in the tuners too.
Yeah, that Dentron. I think that's what we hooked up, right? That Dentron tuner. Don't use that external balance if you got that Dentron with the internal balance. It's going to be better.
Yeah, I have that. I have the MFJ tuner, and I have. You saw that other tuner I have in the back. That's 1,200 watts.
Yeah, you got enough stuff going on there. You don't need that external balance, but hold on to it, of course, just in case.
Well, it's nice to have hooked up because then I have 10 through 40 meters without even using a tuner.
Oh, that's right. It was easy peasy kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, you could use your internal tuner and just zap it.
Yep, you got it. It was easy peasy because, yeah, like I said, I had 10 through 40 meters and didn't need a tuner at all.
Yeah, I forgot about that kind of situation when you throw it into the internal tuner bow and then you're kind of forced to use the tuner.
Well, if I can't find it, maybe I'll call ham radio outlet and order one, have them ship it to me.
It's there. It's there. It's within arm's reach of your counter.
Hey, okay. I didn't look real good. And like I said, I need to clean this counter off anyway, so I'll do that tomorrow.
Copy. 10-4.
Roger, Roger.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Wayne.
Did you hook up that Kenwood that I dropped off there yet and see if it works? I have a feeling that it's going to work all right, and I gave you the wrong radio.
I haven't looked at it yet because I'm looking at all the rust on it. I'm wondering if all the band switches are corroded to hell or not. But yeah, I've been busy with doctors and stuff, but I'll give it a look at it soon.
Hey, okay. Hook it up to a power supply. If it receives, that's the wrong radio. I have a 440 Kenwood here that I think is the one that doesn't receive. That's the problem.
Oh, with no audio.
Yeah, correct. The meter works okay, but I got no audio. And I think it's the 440 that's the wrong one. Or that's the one. And it's much cleaner than the 140.
Yeah, this one looks like it's been stored in a damn basement for 10 years.
It may have been. I got it from my dad's stuff when he passed away.
Yeah, this is an older one. This is a 130. It's band switched. It's not even a general coverage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, hook it up. Hook it up to a power supply if it receives. Don't do nothing to it. I'll get the other one to you.
Alright, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I don't want you to waste your time working on that 140 if that 440 is the one that needs the repair.
Roger.
The 440 is a much nicer radio anyway.
Yeah, it's also newer. The 440 is general coverage. That's a real nice radio.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's the one that I grabbed the wrong one. It was right next to the 140, and they both had like clips on there so that I could put it on the power supply. And like I said, I think it was the 440 that needs the repair. Everything, the meter works, except I have no volume and it doesn't receive.
The things we do with our radios. Well, things happen. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a Kenwood that I could work on this band and in addition to my ICOM that I have now working.
Has that 440 been opened up for general coverage transmit?
No, can you do that?
Yeah, I should be able to do that. I think it's just a resistor removal or jumper removal, some kind of thing. I'd have to look up exactly how to do it.
Yeah, it's probably just a resistor removal, and then you reset the processor, and then it'll start working. But if I don't have any receive, it's no good to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to hear what people are saying.
Yeah, otherwise it's just a broadcast transmitter.
Exactly what Pete said.
Be great for pirate radio.
Well, it'd be nice, like I said. I have the ICOM here that I took the resistor out and reset the processor, and this transmits anywhere it'll receive. So it'd be nice to have a Kenwood that does that too. You know?
And Kenwoods are good for, they're noted for good audio.
Yeah, usually good AM audio right out of the box.
Well, even sideband audio is really good.
All right, guys, I'm pulling the plug. Everybody have yourself a good night. It's been fun.
See you, Doug. Have a good one.
Good night, Doug, 7-3.
Catch you later, Badger. Have a good one.
Catch you there, Doug.
I still got a 4-pin Amphenol plug for you, Dave, sitting here staring me in the face.
Well, that's good, because then I can get this, what is this, the courier, get that working. But it receives, but I can't check the transmitter. I'm blown.
Yeah, I got it sitting here. I just need to get it up to you. And I kind of forgot about it. And then I, like, why is this sitting here? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, no rush. You know how things go. I've been busy as hell the last couple of weeks anyway with all these appointments I've got.
You got that courier receiving?
Yeah, it receives. It just doesn't, I haven't been able to test the transmitter.
I must have tested the transmitter, and that must be where the issue is then, because otherwise, why would I have sent it up to you?
That's the $64,000 question, I guess. I haven't had a chance to really align anything at all, but I did get it to the point where I could hear stuff. So I know it's receiving to some degree. It might be off frequency. I think that's the problem. I think you said it was receiving one channel on a different channel or something like that.
Yes. I got all messed up with the frequency receiving. I think I replaced one crystal in it, and it was still whacked out.
Yeah, there's something to do with frequency.
Yeah, it does receive, but its transmit is all the wrong frequency. That's it. Now I remember.
Right. Yeah, it's the transmit that's off. Because I think, if I remember right, the receiver is correct.
Yeah, well, it was incorrect before I replaced that one crystal.
Yeah, so that crystal was bad.
And then I started fooling around with the transmit crystals and changing out with some other crystals that I hadn't found and whatever. And the original crystals in that thing are not marked. They're not labeled at all. So I had to figure out which one was which frequency. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a nightmare. And they're not in any kind of real order in my mind. That's when I threw my hands up. This is a job best left for the sandbagger.
Only the sandbaggers know.
It's a shame that Chris 23 Plus is such a wreck.
Oh, I know. This radio is so nice looking. But every single IF can in there, somebody tried to crack the slugs in every single one of them.
Isn't there a way to get them slugs out and rob the slugs from another radio or something?
Well, honestly, I think it's easier just to replace the damn coils.
Yeah, that ain't so easy.
No, but getting those, in order to get the slugs out, you got to chip them into pieces, which you got to be real careful that you don't break the coil for them. But you got to try to break the slugs into little tiny chunks and get them to fall out. I've done that before, but that's not exactly easy either.
Yeah, that's a shame because that thing's such a cream puff. Well, if anybody needs to retube a Panasonic chassis radio, there's a good tube set right there.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I ought to keep the tubes for my Shakespeare as backup, but no, I don't need it. No, that's, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Never mind.
Oh, don't want to get too far ahead.
Now, I'm wondering, I got that other Shakespeare 740 that transmits great, but has that shattered receive. I wonder if out of those two, you can make one radio. I don't know. I'm just thinking out of the box a little.
Well, the shattered receive is probably something to do with the detector, or maybe possibly alignment.
Well, I aligned it, and that didn't do it.
Yeah, there's something funny there.
I mean, it's usable, I mean, you can tell what everybody's saying. It's not, total crap, but it's not pleasant to listen to like this one is. You can tell it just sounds like it's coming through a broken speaker. The transmit on it's fine. Transmit audio is great. So once I got a second Shakespeare 740 that was all fine, that one got kicked to the curb. Still sitting over there collecting dust. If I ever need spare parts, I know that I got them. Missed you on 160 tonight there, JR.
Say again, Pete?
Missed you on 160 tonight.
Yeah, I got off to a late night there, what can I say? Yeah, wasn't on there. I just got in here a little bit before I keyed up here.
Kind of absent on Monday night, too.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah, I'm working 12 meters tonight. There's nothing going on, but I keep going to call out anyway. You never know.
Yeah, I recall on Sunday night that you said you were going to be on 160 on Monday night. So you weren't.
Well, tighten my belt buckle up. I don't know. I didn't make it. I don't know what to say. I sorry. But yeah, I don't know why. Monday night, I don't know why it wasn't on. Interesting.
Well, that's okay. Mike came out and rescued me and kept me company.
Old Danville Mike. Yeah, my brother's up around that area up there. Yeah, how about that? That's pretty good haul. That's a pretty good distance.
Yeah, it's like he's right down the street. He's giving me 20, 30, 40 dB over.
Ah, yeah, he has a good signal. That's what I'm saying, that the 160 is nice for that. What we call locals 100 miles away, easy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there was another one too. It pops in there now and again. W1XC or something like that.
Yeah, there's a few of them guys that I've been working up in Massachusetts. That one guy is kind of regular, sort of. I haven't heard him recently. There was last week I was in there and worked a guy down in Virginia. He was, what was he? WB4IKL, I think that's right.
WB4IK, it's possible. It rings a bell. I don't know. Some of them guys, they go on and on. They do that old fart talk there. And I don't know. It's just I lose interest in it there sometimes.
Yeah, like I don't like to do that old fart talk, especially if you got 3 or more in there. I'd rather do the break-in with 3 or more. When it's one-on-one, you could get a little bit longer-winded, but I don't like it to be too long-winded, kind of thing. And me and Mike were getting in there kind of long-winded. Not so much tonight as we were on Monday night. we were each making damn near 10-minute transmissions, but we were we were doing some serious, discussions and storytelling and stuff. So we were damn near doing 10 minutes apiece. Every time I look up at the clock, I'm like, oh, I'm passing it back. I might as well ID. It's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I was listening to you and Mike the other night. I don't remember which night it was, but you guys were talking about the Navy and whatnot there, and then I was going to throw my squiddly diddly in there, but I left it out because you guys were just having too much. You guys were being serious, and I was going to be a wise guy.
Yeah, he's good to talk to. Him and I, got a lot of similar experiences. Both being in the Navy and both working for Merck, and in similar fields. Kind of not the same fields, but a lot of our, the instrumentation side of things and all. He did and I've done, and so there's a lot of crossover. A lot of stuff to talk about. So we were keeping each other entertained.
Oh, he worked over at Merck too? I didn't know that.
He worked for Merck up in Danville, not the West Point where I was, but same company.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even aware they had a place up there in Danville. Now, see, you learn something new every day. But yeah, sometimes I just let you guys talk. You're into some interesting stuff. I rather listen than just burst in.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. And I'll do the same thing. I'll pop in somewhere and two guys are going at it, and I don't want to ruin that flow.
Ah, yeah, that's all good. All good. I usually bounce around different bands anyway. Some nights, if it says 160, I drop down there first, see if there's anything going on. If not, I'll go elsewhere on the band. But yeah, I bounce around. I like doing that. Exercising my wit.
Yeah, I like to use that 160 in the evening time if I can, because I get an investment in the whole system and I want to use it, and it really works well. So I enjoy using it.
Well, that's what it's all about. You do what you want to do. You go where you want, as long as you're comfortable, having a good time. That's all really counts. But yeah, I got all this junk in here. You got all that junk over there, and as long as we're using it, that's what it's all about. I think, anyway. You never know who you're going to run into. Never know. You'll never know. But yeah, there's definitely good conversation out there. Good people. And some of them, and not too many of them. I don't really recall ever running into anybody I just absolutely despise. That never happened with me. But yeah, unless you go up to 7.200, you just stay off. You avoid that.
No, over my years in the radio, I've pretty much the same experience. There's never been anybody I've despised. Some that when it's over, I'm glad I'm getting away, but I still enjoyed myself. But, it might have gotten tedious or a little bit whatever, and I was ready to be done. But, never anybody I despised. I've always gotten something out of everything, and I always walk away feeling like I had a good time for the most part. But, like the whole 160 thing is still kind of new to me, as it were. And I get a real kick out of my tuner, my feed line, and my antenna. It's all homebrew, The only thing that's not homebrew is my actual, transmitter and audio junk and receiver, of course. But, everything past that, I made it all. I get a kick out of the fact that crap works.
There you go. Well, it's all good. Whether you make it by it or whatever, as long as you can talk and yap, I'm good. Of course we fuss around with different things, bounce around. And, yeah. I forget who I was talking to the other night. I don't know. They were saying about the audio part of it, and I said, it's just another part of radio. Some people like playing with it, getting into it. It says it's like slow scan or digital transmission or whatever. Just another segment of it. Enjoy it.
If anybody gets bored with this hobby, they're not looking at it hard enough, because there's so many things you can be involved with and explore And after you've done that, you can always find some new aspect of it. You know, between homebrew, antennas, homebrew this or, any of it, homebrew, audio, sideband, AM, FM, VHF, UHF, HF, medium wave, digital, fast scan TV, slow scan TV. There's so much. There's no way you could ever run out of things to do with this hobby. Even if you just like to, chase countries or chase DX or chase counties, chase states, this band, that band, CW. There's just so much. It's just, it's just the people that you run into, all of it. It's a never-ending hobby.
Pete, we've been in this for 30 years. Are you bored? I'm not.
Oh no, and I'm always learning from it. And it ain't necessarily even radio that I learn from it. It's the demographics of people and the whole swath range of society of people that I would never ever run into that I get to talk to in all walks of life, and their, hobbies, other hobbies, or their job experiences, life experiences, stuff you learn about. It's all of that. It's all that. The cultural, the people overseas I get to talk to and make friends with, and the people in my own country, and all walks of life. It's just so much. There's so much. 30 years of it? No, I'm not bored. You can find your little niche and just expand upon and make it the best you want, or you could just spread yourself around like horse manure and be all over and do all kinds of things. If you want to spread yourself around, you can do that. It's fine. If you want to focus on one specific area of things and improve that, you could do that too, and it's fine. And then when you fill that out, then you can find something else to do.
Yeah, that's like me. It's like horse manure.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like Ricochet Rabbit. Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah.
More like hillbilly bears.
Well, that's one thing about radio hobby. There's so many facets in it that you, if you get bored, then you're not looking well. You don't have enough imagination.
Well, that's the thing with people who don't really know or understand this hobby as to how much there is and you can get involved with, or how little you can be narrowly focused and dive deep, or you can be widely focused and go all kinds of places.
Yeah, I know guys that are happy just talking on 2-meter repeaters. Other guys like to chase DX on HF, and others love contests. It's whatever trips your trigger.
Yeah, and other guys like talking about their gallbladders on HF for hours on end. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, the old buzzard's net.
The gallbladder net.
Yeah, I never thought of myself as an old buzzard, but ever since I got on 160, I've been doing some old buzzard transmissions, and not consciously. It just sort of, there's that much to talk about, and like the other guys doing the same thing, so we're just exchanging ideas and comments and taking our turn at it.
I just think that's ridiculous, though, when guys are on bands with variable conditions. You're in the middle of magpieing for 5 or 10 minutes, and the conditions change, and you drop out. And when you unkey, the guy you're talking to is gone because he lost you in the middle of your transmission that he didn't hear.
Yeah, you got to kind of judge 10 meters a little carefully because it'll lull you into a false sense of security. I've done that where the band has been really good and we get more and more comfortable and make longer and longer transmissions until you turn it over and the guy's gone.
I don't let that happen. I done that because usually you get ideas. You can tell by their transmissions. I'm pretty good at that. If it starts changing, I see it, and I'll sign with them because I don't like doing that. I always like to be able to sign with them before it dissipates, so I make it a habit to do that.
Well, you could try and do that, but I've seen it go both ways, where you think the band is falling out, but then the next transmission gets stronger, and then then I've seen it where it's been all strong and starts falling off, but it's not really falling off, and it comes back. You can't always tell. I mean, you sort of get an idea, but that ain't always necessarily even true, though.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at it. I don't recall happening. I usually catch them. And then you got to keep the ear too. It's just a matter of I don't know. I don't have a problem doing it. I guess that's my specialty. I don't want to let them go unless I absolutely have to. That's pretty much what it is. But it's all fun. And that's it. Usually 20 meters is another one in the evening. You get a good conversation in depth there, and you see it dissipate, and they get down so far, and then I'll sign with them and let them go. 40, same way. 40 stuff there. It's weird lately. 40 meters it's not a whole lot going on there. Not at night anyway. I mean, you could find somebody, but it's not infested with a whole bunch of people anymore. It's kind of here and there. 80 meters is better. I mean, that you always find somebody down there, but 40 meters at nighttime, band changes around pretty good.
Yeah, the band goes long, and then all that regional stuff you're used to kind of goes out the window.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw him to South Africa down there. I can catch him in there every night, as far as when he goes long. But if you're having a conversation, like you said, regional, you're having a conversation, which I like doing that a lot more than doing the DXL. But once it starts going and going, get that indication, I'll sign before they disappear, because they will disappear.
Yeah, well, reading 40 meters or 20 meters, depending on the time of the day, is kind of easier to read than 10 meters at the time of the day, unless you're at, known times of the day that things are going to, where the sunlight is and whatnot. But when you normally expect it to be good, you can't always tell when things are just going to go, whoop, the light switch is off.
That happened to us that one time, if you remember, Pete. You, me, and Piero were on 40, and all of a sudden the band just changed, and everybody just got lost.
Yeah, we were talking with Piero, and then we weren't talking with Piero, but you and I could still hear each other, but not so well. Even we were fading out from each other. But yeah, he was there one minute and gone the next.
Yeah, our end of this kind of faded, and the only thing we had left was our ground wave.
Right, and that's the only reason we could talk. And yeah, we could probably talk to South Africa, but we weren't talking to the Poconos.
Yeah, so I mean, conditions change, and Jim's right. I mean, at night 80 is a better choice. 40's better during the day.
Yeah, most of my transmission is in the evening now. I'm not in here during the day, but I guess that's why I'm so used to it. I'm always on the same schedule.
Yeah, well, I like at nighttime 160. That's my nighttime band. I like it at night because it is usually really pretty good during the wintertime anyway.
I don't think you're doing a lot on 160 in daytime, that's for sure.
No, you're not. Nobody is. Unless you got vertical antennas. You ain't doing nothing. But yeah, it's a great nighttime band because it's predictable. It doesn't just turn off, it just doesn't fade away like 40 can do or 80 can do. Even 80 not so much, but it's fairly predictable.
Rick.
There he is. Go ahead, Joker.
Yeah, just wanted to quick hop in here before 10 o'clock. I've actually been skating all night tonight. I just had to get some work done out in the garage while it was still a little bit not freezing tonight.
Oh, so you were there but not there.
I was here in spirit.
Need a garage radio.
Yeah, that's on that might be on the list for this summer.
Yes, hopefully summer gets here. No.
Yeah, it's been a brutal winter.
Well, maybe it'll be a lot less buggy.
Yeah, that's about the only good thing I can think about this cold winter. Hopefully it puts a big dent in the bug population.
Oh, I know. I see a few small little ants on my countertop, which kind of concerns me that it's going to be bad, but you'd think they would have all died out.
Well, you know. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule, I guess.
Yeah, and for me, it's those stupid little ants.
Ants. Oh. Yeah, I usually see them in the spring. Right around April-ish, May-ish time frame, they kind of pop out and start doing their thing. And then I go get the bug control stuff.
Speaking of dying out, my water heater finally shut off. Yay!
Yeah, see that? Terms and conditions applied.
Man, that was on for an hour and 45 minutes.
Man, I bet she's all wrinkly.
Well, the shower don't last that long. It just takes that long for the heat pump to make the hot water all up to temperature again.
Ah, I see. I thought you had one of those little gizmos that does the water automatically, and when you don't use it, it turns off. What the hell they call them?
The instant ons, or what do they call it? Yeah, the name just went right out of my head. But no, I don't have one of them. I have a hybrid. It's called a hybrid. It's got a heat pump on top. It's a regular tank water heater. You're thinking tankless. I have a regular 80-gallon tank with heating elements in it, which are never used. It's a heat pump on top that does the work.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you had one of the tankless systems. Okay. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought that's what it was. Yeah. All right. Well, good deal. So now it's quiet down there, so now you can hear a mouse drop a turd.
Well, now my forced hot air heater is running, so it's not completely quiet. But at least the water heater's not running, and that's the noisier thing. But yeah, it's basically got a heat pump on top of the water heater, and it's way more efficient than them tankless jobs.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know. I thought them tankless jobs, that was supposed to be the deal, but I still don't hear a whole lot of people having them.
Trust me, I did the research. The hybrid heat pump water heater is way more efficient than the tankless.
That's right. You are thrifty. Yeah, you are thrifty. I forgot about that. You would know.
Well, thrifty for a reason. Less money I spend on heating my hot water is more money I got to spend on radio gear.
You still don't have an amp, so you must not be that good at it. Ooh, that was a good one, Dave.
I knew that was coming as soon as I opened my mouth. I know it's coming. I knew it.
Oh, you up? What was that, Skyrider?
You set him up good there.
Oh yeah, he's like predictable.
Step right in there. Good evening, guys.
Hello, Skyrider. And I'm not even cantankerous tonight.
Not yet, anyway.
Roger that. But I just came on and I was switching off the other stuff. I just turned this radio on and I was listening in. Yeah, I saw it coming. He set you up.
Oh, I know he did. I knew it was coming after I said it, but I said it anyway because, well, why not? He did set it up well.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what. I had a heat pump on my old house on the regular, not only for the hot water but for the heating the house. That made quite some difference in the power bill. I can tell you that.
Yeah, these hybrid hot water heaters, I don't know why they're not more popular because they're really good.
You know what? I never saw really an advertisement for something like that. I know it's out there, but the tankless water heaters, once in a while you see advertising for it, but for the hybrid ones, never saw an advertising for it.
Yeah, you don't see them advertised, and I don't know why. But the tankless ones you do, but you got to do some electrical upgrading for the tankless ones too, because you got to be able to supply some current to them things like right now.
Oh yeah, they want the amperage, they want the amps, the heating amps. Yeah, and if you have a bigger one that provides you shower water, that is a lot of amps.
Yeah, it is. Yep, they're not as efficient as they make them out to be. They're really not. And then they want the amps, they want the current. They high demand like now. Okay, well when you're not using it, they don't run, and you're not heating just to keep it hot. But when they use current, boy, they want it and they suck a lot of it.
Yeah, Roger that. That's just the way it goes,
This thing, it may take an hour and 45 minutes for using a 10-minute shower, but it's drawing like a tenth of an amp.
Yeah. You can run that out of your regular wall outlet.
Well, it has its own dedicated breaker and all. It is hardwired, but it doesn't draw much in the way of current.
But what's worse, drawing a lot of current for a short amount of time, or a little bit of current for a much longer time?
Well, when I broke it down to dollars and cents over the years, a little bit of current for a longer time is better than a lot of current for a short time. Plus, you have to upgrade your breaker box to run them things, and I didn't have to do no upgrading of my breaker box to run this thing.
Oh, I know. Those things are very, very well rated for efficiency. The only downside is they're extremely expensive.
Well, this thing wasn't cheap neither. I don't remember what it was now, but I'm sure it's a lot more nowadays too. But as opposed to a conventional regular tank heater, this thing is way better efficiency wise. Now, you might be fighting over pennies as far as the overall in a year's time of the tankless, but there was no added expense or installation costs.
In other words, you really don't know.
Yes, I do.
I don't know. Now, if you had 5 kids and 2 wives and all that, well, then that'd be interesting.
Dang it, man.
I think the tankless would be more efficient if you were a more intermittent user of hot water, like if you were single and you didn't, weren't using it constantly and it didn't have to maintain a temperature, it would only come on when you needed it. But if you got a big family and are always, people are always using hot water, the thing that Pete's got is a far better solution. Although, if you're going to have a lot of demand and it takes that long to recover, maybe not so much.
It's an 80-gallon tank, and if you reach that kind of demand, it works like a regular water heater. It's got heating elements in it.
Yeah, but then that pisses away your efficiency advantage.
Yeah. Well, we never reached that point though, because there's only the two of us, and one shower it recovers in time for the next shower. We could take showers concurrently, and it never gets under the heating elements. It always runs on the heat pump. So for our case anyway, I mean, it's a freaking 80-gallon tank. It's way more than we ever need. Works fine for us, and it don't cost much to run. I mean, I remember now, when we first changed over, you could see the difference, and it was saving me like 25 to 30 bucks a month at the time.
And that's real.
Yeah, that was from a regular tank, heater to this thing. And that was, heck, probably 10 or 15 years ago this thing got put in now.
Yeah, I can't really compare because mine's gas.
Yeah, so I guess you could convert over to this kind, but then, yeah, it's different. Because I don't know I wonder if they make a hybrid like that, like gas with a heat pump on top. I doubt it.
I think you'd be better off with tankless, Dave. It's just you and your wife, right?
Yeah. But, I just put a new water heater in a year or so. Well, was it a year? Maybe, a year ago, I guess, or 2 years ago. And mine's gas, and it's a high efficiency gas. It's like the $1,200 one versus the, was it $800-900, something like that, versus the typical Home Depot one that's like $400.
Now,
I mean, you did better with the gas for sure. But if you had to do it again, you'd probably think about it.
well, remember, it ain't just showers. Washing dishes, the dishwasher, you're doing laundry.
Yeah, laundry takes up a lot of it.
So when you start going to those tankless types, and you want to wash dishes in the sink, they're not so efficient in those circumstances, I don't think.
Well, you're only doing dishes for 2 people. You're not doing dishes for 5.
No, but you don't have any hot water. You turn on the tap, now it wants to make hot water. It's drawing current, but you're only running it for 2 minutes. But you drew a crap load of current for those 2 minutes to heat that water up from 60 degrees to 115, 120 degrees. That's a lot of current for a short period of time.
I think you're better off with the tankless for 2 people. Regardless, I'll bet you buttercups to daisies. The tankless would work out better for just a couple.
Well, I don't have any hard data currently, but I did this research, and the wife, trust me, Miss doesn't miss a penny, makes it bleed, did research alongside with me when we were comparing going to a tankless to this hybrid, and the hybrid won every which way you sliced it and diced it for the two of us.
So how many gallons do you use a day?
I don't know.
Exactly, so you didn't do your homework.
Yeah, I did. Trust me. All right. All right. Do your own research. And I'm telling you, you're going to come out that the tankless is going to cost you more in a yearly bill.
Just ask ChatGPT. It will tell you.
Dude, I'm telling you, I see these tankless being inserted, in your townhomes and stuff. Yeah. I've seen the ones that they install in the big single-family homes. And, you can get different size tankless to meet your requirements.
But they draw a lot of current right now, and for a short period of use, it's less efficient than if you already had hot water sitting in a tank. Because you can use that 5 or 10 gallons of hot water, and mine won't come on and make more hot water. It's already hot. That thing is drawing current now.
I'd go for that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for a small bathroom offset to the main living quarters, maybe, whatever. But I'm with you, Pete.
when you're heating hot water, it's all about BTUs. One pound of water, 1 degree, and you need to raise it. 1 pound of water, 1 degree is 1 BTU, and if you already have hot water standing by, it's going to draw less current than if you got to take that pound of water and heat it up, 40, 50, 60 degrees instantly. That's a lot of current, dude.
Were you a used car salesman at one time?
No, hell no. I know BTUs and efficiencies. It's what I do.
He likes needling you.
Remember that movie, True Lies? Hey, because it's you.
That's all right. If he's picking on me, he's leaving everyone else alone.
Holy cow.
I guess you're easy to pick on.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's like water off a husky. It just goes right on, beads right off.
And some huskies, they would probably roll with it.
Yeah, that and everything else.
Oh no, I think I lost receipt. How did that happen?
Well, you didn't lose your transmit.
Speaking of dogs, under much pressure from the station manager, we picked up another one.
Oh, well, don't move to New York with it because they're going to ask you to leave.
Why? They don't like dogs?
Well, that's Madami's new thing now. The Muslims ask that you don't they want to get rid of dogs in New York City because the Muslims don't like them.
Well, then maybe the Muslims ought to leave New York City.
So I thought, if you're going to ask Americans to pick Muslims or their dogs, they're going to pick their dogs. So you can go back to where you came from with no dogs.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I'd take a dog any day.
Is he going to do what Eastern Europe did and tell everybody to let their dogs out in the wild?
This is ridiculous. That's worse than the damn invasion we got at the southern border.
Oh, I'm watching this whole New York thing while I'm eating popcorn. I mean, they're going to crash and burn much quicker than I thought. He's already running out of money. He wants to raise property tax 9%, wants to hit the rainy day fund, and wants to hit some city workers health pension fund or some nonsense. I'm like, oh, socialism's great until you run out of everybody's money. But the whole dog thing, I'm like, you kidding me? Really? Now you're trying to get rid of dogs in New York City. Yeah, this is going to be fun to watch. It's going to implode a lot sooner than I thought.
What about cats? Are cats okay?
I didn't say anything about cats. The cats must be okay if they're Muslims.
I got news for you. As far as I look at it, New York deserves what they get.
They absolutely do. 25 years ago, they will never forget, they said. Well, they've forgotten.
They sure did. They sure did. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Well, socialism's great till you run out of other people's money, so it's going to implode pretty quickly when all the people with the money move the hell out. Yeah, free grocery stores, free public transportation, housing rent caps, but property tax increases. Oh yeah, this is, and no dogs. Yeah, this is going to implode really fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to get that mayor from Philadelphia in there and clean that up.
She can't even spell eagles.
Well, no, not her. That's not not that dingbat.
That's the mayor.
No, I meant the one that did the thing down there in Philadelphia with the bomb. Boom.
Oh, will he be good?
That's him. Take care of that problem. That crap was messing up my TV time.
I have to look in the VHS tapes in the basement. I think my grandma probably would have recorded that whole thing going on. I have to look to see if she has any of that down in the basement.
That lasted way too long. Drug out way too long, man. I don't tolerate that nonsense.
Yeah, it was like Geraldo and the Al Capone film. Come on now, get to it.
Alright, well, I want to get out of here, help the wife take care of dogs, and, yeah, get ready for my fun day tomorrow. Catch everyone later. Classic Radio Roundup.
Catch you later, Dave. I don't know what you got planned for tomorrow. I must have missed that part, but whatever it is, do it right. Catch you later. See ya.
It's prepping for a colonoscopy. I'm sure you know what that involves.
Oh, yeah, good fun.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, listen, when all done and said, you're going to sleep for it. You'll sleep well. All right, have fun.
And, yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here myself. I was going to say something else, but on the heels of that wouldn't have been very good. I would have stepped in it again. So, hey, thanks for the fun on Classic Radio Roundup. Check out the video gate sometime tomorrow. It'll be uploaded in the usual place. And that's that. 7-3 around the Classic Radio Roundup band, county-wide.
Yeah, I guess that's a good place to end it. No pun intended. All right, guys, catch you later.
Catch you later, Petey. Have fun. Until next time. Been a blast as always. See ya.
Hey, Jim, let's try 2 meters.
Hey, okay. Give me 1 second there. Hey, Green Dog. I guess he turned it off. Okay, I'll catch you on 2.
What do you mean? You can't hear me?
Yeah, you were a mud duck all night. I had a hard time. I was going to say you must have one of them the tankless water systems there and kind of drawing all your juice. I barely heard you.
No. Hold on a minute.
No, you're fine now, whatever you got going on. I hear you.
No, it's not. Hold on. Something's going on. I lost receive on one radio. Yeah, hold on. I got something going on.
All right. Well, we'll catch you later. See ya.